Welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host, Tim Kelly. On today's program, we're going to preview the upcoming 2012 Teen Summit and also highlight some of the offerings through Suffolk Parks and Recreation for rental facilities and neighborhood parks. Stay tuned. Welcome back to On the Scene, joined now by Lakita Frazier, our Director of Parks and Recreation, and Ashley Sessoms, a Program Coordinator with the City of Suffolk Department of Parks and Rec. Thank you, ladies, for both being with us today.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to talk about the Teen Summit. Now, this is a first-of-its-kind event coming to the City of Suffolk. Of course, Parks and Rec and a couple other organizations are partnering to put this event on. But Lakita, we're going to start with you and talk a little bit about where this idea for the Teen Summit came from and kind of tell us how we went from there to where we are today.
Well, in 2006, City Council adopted the Suffolk Initiative on Youth Crime Prevention Plan. Within that plan, there were various action items that were identified, and we've been working very hard and diligently to implement those various action items that were identified as opportunities to help the youth of Suffolk. One of those things, of course, was the mentoring program, and Ashley actually is the program coordinator for the mentoring program. Another one of those items was also to create an opportunity for youth, adults, and individuals that work with youth to come together to talk about the issues that affect the youth of our city and surrounding areas. A way to educate them and provide information on resources, whether it be educational or health, and that's where the Teen Summit idea came from. So it's a three-pronged approach. This event is not just for teens.
Right.
It's for teens, for their parents, as well as mentors and facilitators that work with the youth population.
Got it. So you're pulling everybody in that have the common kind of thread there, so to speak, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Ashley, let's talk a little bit about some of the specifics with the event. Of course, it's a Saturday, August the 18th, I believe. Is that correct on the date? But then you also have something kicking it off on Friday night. So why don't you start with Friday night, then we'll roll into Saturday.
Okay, on Friday night we have the block party, which is the kickoff event. It's a free event. We have food, free food. We're going to have a DJ, music, entertainment, and giveaways on that night. So it's kind of a kickoff to the event that's going to be held on Saturday. We still have slots open. It's an opportunity for you to register on site for Saturday morning. It's just going to be a fun event. We just don't want it to be an educational session, but we want it to be fun for the youth also. So it's an opportunity for them to come out. On Saturday is when the actual Teen Summit takes place, and it'll start at 8. Registration will start at 8, and the actual sessions will start from 9 to 3 o'clock.
Now, everything will be taking place at the Hilton Garden Inn Riverfront in downtown Suffolk, right there on Constance Wharf. So again, a great venue. So again, the event Friday night, the block party, will be out behind in the park on the back side of the Hilton right there, correct? Yes. Now, is that something that you need to pre-register for, or is that sort of just everybody can come? Is that sort of open event, right?
Open event.
Okay, great. And then on Saturday, you mentioned pre-registration. We're looking for that because, again, you only have a certain amount of slots open.
Yes.
So how can people go ahead and register? What's the process for that?
We already have our applications out. We have our flyers that's out in the community. They can come to any of our joint use facilities and get an application. They can come to our main office or East Suffolk Recreation Center. They can also go online on the city website, and they can download the actual application and print it off and turn it back into us.
And I believe you also have a web page for that as well. So again, there's information on that web page that can detail a lot of the stuff we're talking about today, as well as give you other information. Now, one thing I know that's mentioned on there is we have some partners with us for this event. Can you talk about some of them?
We're partnering with 2 organizations. One is the Virginia Faith-Based Organization. They are partnering with us. They're bringing in a lot of we're also going to have health screenings and different people coming in with vendors and exhibits that are coming in to give information on different health issues. They are partnering with us. We're partnering with I2 Dream Big Foundation, which is out of Atlanta, Georgia. So those are the 2 organizations that we're partnering with.
And I believe there was also a grant involved with some of the funding for this. Is that correct?
Yes. The Department of Justice gave us the opportunity to apply for, and we received a grant that is partially funding this event, and it also funds the position that Ashley is in, the mentoring program, as well as our community service initiative with youth. So we are definitely excited about the partners and the opportunity to share with the public this vast offering. So it's, as Ashley said, it's not just going to be education. We have some dynamic speakers that will be giving presentations, but we also will have fun. We have a DJ, we have giveaways, and we're just looking forward to an exciting event.
Sure, we're looking forward to it as well. And again, lunch is provided with the event, and you mentioned on the Friday night there's also going to be some.
There's also going to be food on that night, and we'll have a DJ, entertainment. All of this is free, so we're just asking people to come out and take advantage of the things that we're trying to do for the community.
What are the times for Friday and for Saturday?
Friday night, the block party starts starts at 7, from 7 to 10.
Okay.
On Saturday, the event registration is at 8, and it goes until, and the actual event starts at 9 to 3 on Saturday.
Now talk about some of the sessions that are involved on the Saturday event. I know you've kind of got a multitude of them, and sort of, is it where you can kind of pick and choose what you want to go to because you have more than one thing going on at one time, correct?
Yes, we have an adult track and we have a youth track. We kind of want to make it so the children, the youth can feel, the teens can feel comfortable being able to speak on issues, and then the parents have their own track for them. Some of the sessions that we're having a kickoff session with Greg Scott, who is Cover 3 football. He's going to do the opening session that's I Am Suffolk, just that motivational speech to get the day started. Then we're going to have push play, which is they're going to get up and move type of thing. It's collaboration with Play 60 with the NFL. We're going to have Matt Ferrier come in along with Trakita Overton, who was one of our partners with I2 Dream Big Foundation, and they're going to come in and do interactive session with nutrition, different activities that they can do to be healthy. Then we have someone coming out of Atlanta, our main speaker, which is Dr. Adwan Tart. He's coming in and he's doing sessions for parents, and he's going to do our keynote speaking. A session for parents, how to raise great children as a great parent. And then we have sessions on healthy relationships with teens. Someone coming in to do sessions for our teens with that, and then we have a bullying session with Bobby Kipper out of Newport News, Virginia. So we have so many. That's just a small list of. I can go on all day about about the different speakers that we have. That's just some of the sessions that we're going to have a music panel and a social media panel. So we're having different people from the community come in, different DJs. Newspaper writers and different things to come in, and we're going to have a panel with different questions, and we're going to have one of our teens to come in and sit down and ask questions and have those teens be able to speak on what do they think about entertainment and music and how it affects their lives. Got it.
Now, what will be sort of the takeaway from this, from the City of Suffolk perspective, as far as, obviously, it's not only presentations, but I'm guessing we're looking to get some ideas and things for either future programs or just kind of what track we want to take. Would that be accurate?
Yes, and this is also the reason why we're encouraging parents and other adults to come. We don't want you just to drop your kids off. We want you to come in. We're working to continue to build that level of communication between the parents and the youth, because that's where it starts. It starts at home. You know, we can have all the programs and activities as a city and as a larger organization, but it really starts at home. So that's what we want to take away. And this year's theme is motivation. We want you to walk away motivated to go to the next level, to be the best citizen, the best youth, the best parent that you can be.
Now, do we look at this as being an annual event, or what is the timing we're looking at moving forward?
We would like to make this an annual event, and each year we will go from, as I shared with you, motivation is this year. You know, next year may be determination, but we just want to continue to just build off of what the Suffolk Initiative on Youth Crime Prevention Plan started.
Exactly.
We want to continue to just create a faucet of information to and from the youth, just showing them the support as well as the parents.
And I guess the timing of this event is really, really good because we're getting ready to go back to school. So again, if you're looking for motivation to be the key there, that's a good way to get some impetus to kind of roll straight into that school year, both from the youth as well as the parent or the folks that work with teens as well, from that perspective. What is some of the early things that we're thinking as far as with this, as far as feedback? I mean, obviously in the community, I certainly want to create a buzz for this type of an event, but what would you say, both of you, and we'll start with you, Lakita, and then Ashley, we'll let you jump in, to motivate people, if you will, to get them to come out and participate? And again, we're not only talking about the adults, we're also talking specifically about the youth as well.
Yes. We have to be active. We can't just sit and watch and allow the TVs, the video games, and things to be the motivating factor in our children's lives. We as parents have to step up and do our part, and our teens, we need them to be motivated to get an education so that they can be contributing members of this society. Suffolk is just the beginning. You know, I want to see our young people to succeed, and this is how we do it. We start as a team working together. Right.
Ashley, your thoughts as far as to get people out there thinking, well, maybe I want to participate. What are you going to do to pull them in?
We just want them to be able, with the information that we provided today, just it's going to be a fun event. We want to be, I use this term a lot with my friends, and being solution oriented.
Right.
They're not just recognizing that there are things that we need to work on as a community, but we can't just continue to talk about it and do nothing about it.
Correct.
So we want people to come out and take that initiative. It's a free event, and it's not just for surrounding. We want to make that clear. It's not just for Suffolk.
Okay.
We are opening up to surrounding counties, Franklin, Chesapeake, or different counties and cities that we were talking about. So we want people to come out and just, we have to start somewhere.
Exactly.
We have to start somewhere, and we want to start with this. So I hope that people will come out and enjoy this event, because it's going to be fun.
Yes.
Okay.
It's going to be fun.
Well, again, we said it was August 17th and 18th. Now, 17th, again, is the block party to kind of kick it off on the Friday night. Saturday, of course, is the big event. Now, if someone out there would like more information, we mentioned the information's on the website, and there are flyers and things that are out there. What is a good contact number for them to call?
Contact number, they can contact me at 514-7244, or at our main office at 514-7250.
Okay, and again, the greatest thing about this event, other than the fact that it just is a great event, is the fact that it is free and open to the public. So really, we encourage people to get on there and pre-register, because again, we only have a limited amount of spots for Saturday. So the sooner you get in, you get your spot right there. But you will be taking registration, assuming there's spots left on that Friday night. So again, if you come out to the block party, there's still an opportunity, correct?
Yes, and there's limited transportation as well.
Okay, all right.
So when you do that registration form, just let us know if you need transportation in the Suffolk communities.
Great.
And we'll try to get to you.
Good deal. All right, well, ladies, thank you for talking about the Teen Summit. Looking forward to this great event here in the city of Suffolk. We'll have more on the scene when we return. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're joined again by Lakita Frazier, Director of Parks and Recreation. And you know, one of the things about Parks and Rec is it's not just programs, it's also great facilities sprinkled around the city of Suffolk, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And Lakita, let's kick it off by talking about rental opportunities. We have some venues that people can rent for family gatherings or social gatherings or whatever. If you could take us through that and kind of highlight some of the great facilities the city of Suffolk has to offer.
Definitely. One of our premier facilities is the Planners Club, located off of Planners Club Drive in the Sleepy Hole area of the city. The Planners Club is a beautiful, medium-sized facility with a capacity of about 144 for receptions, weddings, retirement parties, and it sits right on the Nansemond River. It is a beautiful facility that is at a very reasonable cost, and you're even able to bring in your own caterer, which makes a difference in these times when you're renting facilities. It is a beautiful area out there, and even the interior. We've done a variety of renovations. So we've added a deck out on the back, as well as a brand new ramp for individuals that may need assistance with getting into the facility. We've totally redone the kitchen. So it is definitely one of the best places in Suffolk to hold a formal event. Then we also have the Nansemond, the National Guard Armory. That's located right here closer to downtown Suffolk off of Godwin Boulevard, which is slightly larger. You can actually hold about 400 individuals in there. And that facility is used quite frequently as well for birthday parties, fundraisers, weddings, receptions, and it is a facility that is right off of the interstate. So it is convenient for individuals that know they have guests coming from outside of Suffolk. The Wellerville Community Center is a smaller facility located in the village of Wellerville, but we love this facility because it does add that family feel. This facility is mostly for family reunions, picnics, as well as just anything that you want to do for a family gathering. You have the playground that's right there on site, the basketball court, the softball fields, and it also has a full-size kitchen. You have 2 rooms in that facility that you can utilize to either set up your food, have your announcements or your remarks or sit-down dinner. So it is just a wonderful facility, and it gets used as well. And lastly, we have all of our joint use facilities. And when we say joint use, we mean those facilities that are connected to elementary schools in the city of Suffolk. And we actually rent out the rooms for birthday parties, baby showers, bridal showers, and the gymnasiums for various fundraisers. The antique show is actually held at Kingsford Middle School. So we have a lot of things that go on in all of our facilities.
Correct.
And it's just a good opportunity for citizens to get out and actually utilize something that they've already put into.
Now, if you pique their interest with one of these great sites you mentioned, how do they go about renting? What's the process for someone to rent a facility?
Well, the process for renting any facility is, well, for the Planners Club specifically, and the Wellerville Community Center and National Guard Armory,
Right.
you do need to come in person to the administrative offices located here next to the East Suffolk Recreation Center off of 6th Street. The reason you have to come in is because you do have to complete an application, provide us with your driver's license, and of course check the availability of the site.
Sure.
Once that information is given to us, we have a committee that reviews it to make sure that the event is suitable for that venue, and then you are asked to come back in and pay any remainder of the fees and any additional permits that you may need. You may need a banquet license. If you are a nonprofit and you're looking to do sell tickets or things or have vendors.
Sure.
So there are other permits that are tied to it, but
Okay.
when you come down to our office, we walk you through the process.
Great.
Now, you can go to any of the joint use facilities
Right.
or come to East Suffolk Rec Center and complete the same application to use those facilities. And you'll go through the same process of the evaluation and determination of availability.
And of course, you talk about the sites, but all of them have great parking as well.
Yes.
And again, tailored to the venue. You talk about Planners Club, for example. There's plenty of exterior parking there. National Guard Armory as well, ringing the building there. So again, you have the ability not only to have your people for place to where to go, but you got great facilities for to park, and of course access as well. And again, with these sprinkled throughout the city, as we said, again, you have a lot of opportunities to kind of pinpoint where it's going to be best served, what your event's going to be. Now, one thing you mentioned, as far as you mentioned a park, as far as with the Whaleyville Community Center, we're going to talk a little bit about neighborhood parks, and there are quite a few. I think I counted about 13 of these, again, sprinkled throughout the city. These are neat little niche things that are out there. Talk about how they are available and what people can do at these sites. Again, whether it's a playground, a ball field, you got a bunch of different ones. So let you go from here.
Well, I'll start off with the Lake Mead Park because that is what we consider one of our multi-use facility parks, because there you have the tennis courts, you have the skate spot that we have there, and we're now in the process of also incorporating a dog park and a trail system, but you have the shelters there that can be rented for birthday parties and activities and still get to utilize the playground area. We also have a facility at Cypress Park and Pool. We have 2 shelters there. You can actually rent the pool.
You can? Okay.
Yes, you can rent the pool for a swim party, and we'll provide the lifeguards as a part of that rental.
Nice.
You have the Lake Kennedy Park facility that's located in the Lake Kennedy community that has a shelter that can be rented. You would just have parks all over. Of course, Sleepy Hole. Lone Star Lodge is a facility that I failed to mention earlier on, but you can't be renting a facility like Lone Star because you're sitting right there on the Nansemond River as well. And we have 14 lakes that are out at Lone Star with a variety of shelters and picnic areas throughout the entire park. So the neighborhood parks can be used just as the larger parks. Most of them do have the shelters, they do have ample parking, they have the playground apparatuses and trails that go throughout. So you can go to Pewsville, and for National Night Out, I know you're going to be doing something on that soon. That's where we hold most of the National Night Out celebrations are held in the local playgrounds and parks.
Now, of course, you mentioned of course, these are rental facilities if you want to take advantage of the shelters and to reserve your spot. But of course, they're just there as well if you just want some general fun.
First
just
come,
go out
first
there.
serve, yes.
Right, okay. And of course, you also have the ball field over at Planners Park as well. So you got that facility as well. Now, you mentioned something again as well that piqued another question, and that's going to be the skate sites. We have those 2 that are, again, in northern end and also downtown Suffolk. You talk again about these great facilities that are out there for the youth, and really youth of all ages. If you want to, I'm not going to do it, but if someone else wanted to get out there on a skateboard and hit it, they could, correct?
Yes, and we are in the process now as we're preparing for, we're in the middle of summer, of course, but we're always planning ahead. We're in the process of having special events as well as classes at the skate spots, the one that's at Bennett's Creek and the one that's at Lake Mead. And we're going to be reviewing and speaking to the users to see if there's opportunities to expand these facilities so that we can continue to get more out of them and just continue to increase the use for our citizens.
Now, we mentioned earlier about how to get a hold of people in the process for renting sort of the bigger sites, but if you wanted to rent one of the shelters that you talked about or one of the areas of one of those neighborhood parks we talked, how would they go about doing that?
We still would like for you to start with us at the main
Okay.
office, because a lot of our park rangers, they're not in the office, they're
Right.
actually out in the field. So you still can reach us at 514-7250, and we can handle the process and make sure you get all the information that you need in
Right.
order to secure the facilities for your events.
Okay. And again, there's also information about a lot of these parks on the website,
Yes.
which again, I believe it breaks down each park and what the amenities are at the site.
Yes.
So again, you might want to do some pre-shopping, if you will, to
Yes.
kind of see what's available, and then it's a matter of partnering with you and your department to find out availability to make sure the site is there, and again, talking about the fees and again, any permits, as you noted. Kind of a one-stop shop to kind of
Yes.
get you started, and then kind of, as you said, take it through the process, correct?
Yes, and one of the things that we're looking to do starting in the fall,
Mm-hmm.
possibly about September 1st, we're going to actually offer park office hours
Okay.
at the large regional parks,
Got it.
so that citizens can actually go to the park, look at the amenities firsthand,
Right.
and then go right into the ranger station and reserve the facility. Just looking at ways to enhance our customer service.
Sure.
And we feel that this would give them the opportunity not to have to drive all the way here, and
Got
we're
it.
showing them pictures, but
Sure.
they get to see it firsthand.
Right, and kind of get a feel, because I guess you can see a picture and think, well, we're going to fit it this way, but when you're out
Yes.
there and you really kind of, touching everything and seeing it in that environment, you really get a good feel for how it's
Yes.
going to come together.
Yes.
Okay, well, Keita, thank you again for being with us today and talking about the great amenities offered through Suffolk Parks and Recreation and the City of Suffolk. Thanks for watching this edition of On the Scene. We'll see you next time.